Hey boys and girls, welcome to another super exciting, outrageous toy review. Today we're taking a look at the Game of Thrones The Wall display. This is a little display slash play set for the 3 3/4 inch line of Game of Thrones figures made by Funko. So it's based on the hit HBO series, and over there, $7.99, amazing new value. It includes an exclusive Tyrion Lannister figure. The package shows Jon Snow and Ghost at the top of the wall, while some of the wildlings are invading. The back of the package shows off all the figures in this line, including Jon Snow, Ghost, Samwell Tarly, Ygritte, Tormund Giantsbane, Styr, the Night King, Lord of Bones, and the White Walker. Here we have the massive wall display out of the package and all put together. It was a little fiddly getting it put together. The wooden pieces at the top have to be assembled just right. It wasn't super difficult, but I didn't realize they were labeled at first. One side's A, one side's B, and so I had like the top piece upside down, which was making it tricky. But once I got that figured out, it assembled pretty easily. It doesn't really snap together real hard. Like, you can just pick the back part off the base very easily, and of course drop the barrels by accident. I'm going to put out a general spoiler warning right here, because I want to talk about Thrones while I talk about this toy. It's pretty cool. It's not nearly as big as it is in the show, obviously not to scale, but for a 3 3/4 inch line, this is a pretty big playset. The wall and its base are made up of a really cool translucent plastic. You can see here when I put a light behind it how it's see-through. It does have a nice frosted paint scheme to it that helps it look really nice. There's all kinds of details on the base here, including swords and arrows and things like that. They're all painted just like the base. The details aren't really picked out, but they look like they've all been covered with frost. Lost in battles long ago. The base is also covered in foot pegs that can be used to stand your Game of Thrones action figures on. As we move up the wall, there are several small platforms that all have pegs on their feet, so you can have the wildlings trying to climb the wall. Only I've got Sam here. Whoops! Oh no, Sam fell! No, Sam! You're my favorite. You can't die. There's Sam climbing the wall. And when you get to the top, we have the wooden ramparts where you see the little barrel accessories as well as the included Tyrion Lannister figure. Oh, this one's getting to be too friendly with Jon Snow. I missed. Oh, direct hit.
Oh, what was that? I feel like I got hit by a falling barrel. Oh, my.
The ramparts are made out of brown plastic. They're all textured to look like wood. They also include foot pegs for holding the figures. It's basically two side pieces and then a trestle that goes across the top that all kind of pegs together and fits in there, and then you wedge the floor in to hold it in place. It'd be pretty sweet to have 3 or 4 of these all in a row to really make the wall. Let's take a closer look at our Tyrion Lannister figure. He has a really good actor likeness. It looks a lot like Peter Dinklage. When I was looking at the Samwell Tarly figure, I didn't think it looked that much like Sam, so I was assuming they were going for sort of that Kenner look, where they're just sort of an approximation of the character. I don't know. Or maybe they just did a little bit more effort on this Tyrion because he came with the playset. But I think he looks really good. I love the cloak that he has. I really wish that Sam had come with a cloak. Sam is not part of this set, by the way. I don't want to confuse anybody. But you can check out a review of him here on the channel. Tyrion has articulation at the head. He has articulation at the shoulders, but is completely hindered by his cape. You can't move his arms at all. Can I remove the cape? I wonder if his head his head pops off. Okay, there we go. Take the cape off. Pop the head back on. There we go. Shoulder articulation, elbow articulation. Some really nice detail work there on his chest. He comes with a goblet accessory. That is removable. It is not painted on the inside. To be full of wine, he's out of drink. He's got articulation at the hips, which looks really good. I like the way they sculpt it so you can see his pants inside there. And he also has knee joints. He actually can sit fairly well, fairly 90 degrees. That works out pretty well. Sometimes these characters with robes are tricky to pose. You know, the articulation seems almost pointless later, but this works pretty well. I really like it. Now that I have this cape, it's probably going to be short. I kind of want to try it on Sam. I don't think Sam's head comes off. Does Sam's head come off? Whoa. 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 No. This review is going really bizarre. It doesn't really fit on Sam. You could make it work in a pinch, I guess. That's not what I was expecting. That was really not what I was expecting. Poor Sam. All better, I promise. If this toy line, if all the figures looked this good, this toy line would be incredible. I really want to see the other figures now. When this toy line came out, I was not into Game of Thrones yet. We had considered covering this toy line on the channel. My friend Ryan, who used to do a lot of videos on here, he was really into Game of Thrones. He's watched the series from the start. And we talked about doing the line, but we just didn't pick them up. And I'm kind of glad we didn't, just because it probably would have spoiled a lot of stuff for me if we had filmed the videos back then. But now that I'm really into Game of Thrones, I would love to pick up the rest of this 3 3/4 inch line, if the rest of them look as good as Tyrion. I gotta find a Jon Snow and a Ghost. And I guess the Night King, and a White, and Ygritte, and Tormund. Man, I need almost all of them. Maybe a couple of the other wildlings I could pass on, but kind of need a bunch of these guys. Well, there's lots of room on the back. Obviously, this is not meant to be a playset. It's just a display, but there is a lot of space in the back here. A kid could flip it around and have the members of the Knights watch on the inside. It would be kind of neat if it came with a few interior pieces, you know, like a table and a bench, or you know, a doorway or something that worked just for a few extra features. But, you know, it is a display. It's not even labeled as a playset on the package. When you remove the wall section, you can really see the translucent plastic the display is made out of. This piece could almost work as a display base for the heroes who go on a mission to capture a White to prove to Cersei that the Army of the Dead exists. This looks like the little island that those guys are on. They did make Tormund. They did make Jon. You wouldn't have too much else to put on here. And then you could have the White Walker and the Whites coming across the water here. That could be kind of cool. I really need Funko to fire this line back up and make an icy Viseron to attack the wall. So overall, the playset is pretty basic. It is just a display. Like they said, there aren't really any action features in it. But it looks really nice. There's a ton of space to put figures on it. The included Tyrion figure is awesome. He's a great figure. I would pay a decent amount of money just to have him, let alone the giant wall playset. It looks really great. Once again, Samwell Tarly did not come with the set. I've just been using him in the review because he's the only other figure I have to put with it. But this is really awesome. I hope you guys are enjoying the Game of Thrones videos that I've been putting out all month long. I got this set just kind of as sort of a special piece because I know this month has been very pop-heavy, but that's what most of the Game of Thrones merchandise is that I have. I've also done a bunch of the Legacy Collection figures, and I will definitely be reviewing the McFarlane Toys Game of Thrones figures when they come out. I have them pre-ordered. So make sure to check back all this month as well as in the future for more Game of Thrones reviews. Thanks for watching this super exciting, outrageous toy review. Make sure to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos.